The OSAA 4A Volleyball Championship starts in just a moment on the NFHS Network.
This event is brought to you by Olive Garden. Olive Garden is proud to be the official dining room of high school sports. With menu choices to please the entire family, as well as to-go and catering options, it's the perfect restaurant for your post-game dining. To find your nearest location or to order your meal online, visit olivegarden.com.
Jeff Kurtz and Brian Vilvin with you for the Girls 4A Volleyball Championship in the OSAA. We are underway from Forest Grove High School. To your right-hand side, the Banks Braves getting the first point here in this championship game. To your left, the Sisters Outlaws. Sisters walks in, the number 1 seed and defending 4A champion, having beaten Banks last year in 3 straight. Sisters walks in with a record of 27-1. Banks 26-3. Not only did they lose the championship last year to Sisters in 3, they lost earlier this season 2-0. But head coach Suzanne Alley, one of the co-head coaches for this squad, along with Diana Herb, saying this is a very different team than what we had back earlier in the year. Tied at 1. Brian, we have an outstanding match on our hands here. We'll bring Brian in a moment for his analysis. Serving to your left-hand side is Sisters. Again, they're in the black jerseys. Blue, navy blue for Banks on the attack. Nice dig from the back row by Jesse Brigham. While the action's taking place on the floor, let's give you the starters. Allie Spear, Alex Hartford, Holly Hare, Peyton Zank, Jesse Brigham, the libero, Ashlyn Cantwell, Brooke Knurk. That is your starting lineup for Sisters. Meanwhile, for Banks, Brittany Janssens, Leja Rosa, Megan Bunn, Kiana Yokoi, Grace Buchanan, Nikayla Doan with Mary Shorn, the libero for the Braves. 2-1 the score. Sisters in the early lead. Pass near side off the block, playable. Bump set into the air. Nice job by Sisters getting it over. Interesting matchup here, given these two teams fairly familiar with each other, and especially at a large venue such as this, the championship in 4A. See a lot of adrenaline out there on the floor here early. Players diving around, making plays, and some great defense we're seeing, as we saw in the 3A championship. Now we got a block from Banks. Banks not far from here, a mere 10 minutes to get to Forest Grove High School. They brought a healthy contingent of fans here with them tonight. Sisters led by first-year head coach Jason Myrie. He has inherited a great group. And as he jokingly said before the game, a lot of pressure. There's a lot when you're the defending champion. Nice put away by Holly Hare for Sisters. Meanwhile, Banks, co-head coaches Suzanne Alley, Diana Herb, I mentioned their names a moment ago. They have been co-head coaching for 7 years. Banks has never won. This is the 3rd time they've been in the final, again as recently as last year. Sisters has won 4 titles, looking to repeat for the first time in school history. 3-2 our score. Nice dig in the back by Kiana Yokoi for Banks. Pass middle, and the put away by Peyton Zank. Our officials for tonight's game. Let's give you those as well. Dale Schrum is in the chair. His back is to us. Levena Migalski is on the floor, far side in front of the scores table. Our lines, Kim Batiste to our right, Dan Stiegel to our left. That takes care of all the housekeeping. Now we can focus on the play on the floor. Tied at 3. Make that 4-3 as Banks on the overpass slams one home.
And, Jeff, I was worried that they were going to call the over there a net violation. If the ball doesn't come across the net, you can't go up and play that one and interfere with the set. But the officials at the net deemed that that ball was on both sides there, actually over the net, 50-50 ball, and a nice play there by Banks to get the point.
Well, actually, it looks like they're giving Sisters to serve, so you might have been right on your first hunch.
It did appear like that ball was on the Sisters' side.
Nice dig in the back by Yokoi again. You can already see she's a defensive key for this Banks squad. Now a block at the net, kept alive by the libero Brigham. Here's a pass middle and off the block. Banks the point. Coach Allie and Coach Herb talked about mental toughness. They both mentioned it in two separate conversations, saying we need to have mental toughness, and we have developed that, overcoming some adversity over the course of the year. And enough so that they've made it back to this championship match. We are tied at 4. Hare over in 3, tapping it over. Back across, that was McKenna Partain. But then the point to Sisters, nice defense.
Well, Jeff, we've already got a healthy dose of Holly Hare, and she's got a really heavy hand, that big lefty coming from the right side. And when I say a heavy hand, she hits a really heavy ball. It travels fast. She gets a lot of power behind it, but you'll see when the Diggers try to pass her balls, they're going to fly off. The ball's just going to explode off of her hand. So.
Well, and not only that, but she's got some height and is the second setter on the floor, in addition to Alex Hartford.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive stuff.
Banks with the last point, tying it at 5. And now a miscommunication in the Banks back row as Brigham and Cantwell got their communication crossed up, and Banks now up 6-5. Brigham digs. There's Hare passing outside. Megan Bunn getting in front of that Emma Hauk swing. Hare going middle this time, and fortunate, I guess, for Sisters in that situation, Brian, that it hit the net. Peyton Zank came in hard, and I think she wanted a little more velocity behind it, but either way, gets the point.
Well, it was a couple of nice digs on the play by Megan Bunn, but the Outlaws, like you said, sometimes you'll take that one even off the tape.
This one is wide. Looking for a touch was Nikayla Doan, but she does not get the call. And Sisters is up 7-6. Coach Myrie said, don't be fooled by the fact that we won 3-0 and 2-0 against Banks. Every game was close, and a couple plays go the other way, and it's 5-0 over 2 games for Banks, not us. So he said this is not a walkover by any stretch. We are not coming in overconfident. We are coming in confident, but we are not taking this game for granted at all.
That was a big cut by Megan Bunn. Bunn contributing on both sides of the floor now, offense and defense.
Brittany Jansen's now serving for Banks. Hare in the middle is going to dump it. Nice job flying in the libero, Mary Shorn, to make that play for the Braves. And there's a kill by Allie Spear. Spear is playing with a fractured finger on her right hand, her swing hand. In fact, Coach Myrie saying she just got the pins pulled from her finger on Thursday. It is not a volleyball injury, folks. It was the powder puff game on campus. So football claimed an injured finger there in the powder puff game on campus, but she is playing in this one. Also another injury, Peyton Zank playing with a high ankle sprain. So a little bit of the walking wounded for Sisters, but Coach Myrie said once the adrenaline gets going, that all goes to the back of your mind. And he said, quite frankly, it would have taken a pack of wild horses to drag them off the floor for this championship.
No way you're missing this one.
And it looks like Spear is swinging very well. Tied at 8. I saw nothing in practice that would indicate that she was favoring her hand at all.
Well, that one off the tape right there goes a point for Banks.
Yeah, even though Spear doesn't get that point, I think that bodes well for Sisters fans who might have been concerned about her health. This one's left a little short by Knurk. And Banks is now up 10-8. First time in the match in this first set that a team is led by more than one.
This is going to be important. This set number 1 is huge for Banks, just in terms of a confidence booster as they get that ace on the back line.
McKenna Partain, a confidence booster when you catch that back line. And now a timeout is going to be called by Sisters. It's the number 1 and the number 2 seeds facing each other here at Forest Grove High School, an outstanding venue for the OSAA 3A and 4A Girls Volleyball Championships. Brian, this is the first time they have played it here. This is a relatively new gym here at Forest Grove, and actually one that's designed with bleachers to our right-hand side that are pulled back at the moment. They only bring those out for graduations and pep assemblies, but they wanted to build a bigger gym to accommodate graduations.
Yeah, this is a beautiful facility. This is our first time here, and the first time that Forest Grove has hosted the OSAA Volleyball Finals. And, Jeff, I can't imagine this will be the last time. This is just a tremendous venue for this event.
6A and 2A championships taking place simultaneously right here on the NFHS network, folks, as this is going to be a service error out of the timeout. So Coach Myrie pulls the trigger at the right time, calling the timeout. He's got one left. His team has the side out and trails 11-9 into the game for the first time. And getting set to serve. Oh, I don't have 22 on my roster. We'll have to get that figured out at our earliest opportunity, folks. Our apologies. And there is a service error. Or excuse me, a hit, a swing wide. I apologize. 11-10.
Well, Jeff, this set number one so important for Banks, trying to get the monkey off their back, having lost 5 straight sets. And you said they were all close, but sometimes that really can affect a team and get in their psyche, and they wonder if they can take a game off of Sisters.
Mary Shorn back to serve after the side out. Banks up 2, 12-10. Dug in the back by Brigham. Pass middle, Hare going up. Kind of an awkward look. That's not quite so awkward, but it's going to be long. That was Megan Bunn.
Well, Jeff, on the last play when when Banks got that point, the libero was up in the front row, and they actually called a block, an illegal block on the libero. The libero can't go up. And if you're a back row attacker, wow, big hit in the middle by Bunn. But a back row attacker, if you go up and touch the ball and someone from the other team in their front row touches the ball simultaneously, then that's considered a back row block. And obviously the libero is not allowed to go to the net and block, and that's why Banks got that point.
Bunn bounced back nicely after sending that her previous attempt long. A lot of power behind that last point for Banks, still up 2. Hare blocked. Brigham backside defense. Not that time, though. Hare down the line, and our official Kim Batiste almost lost her head making that call. She had to duck quickly.
A beautiful set and a great finish by Hare.
Bunn the dig. Here is a pass going middle. Spear is there. And then the return pass from the back row. Nice top spin. Back row attack and leaving it a little short was Shorn. Tied at 13.
It's gone back and forth the way we expected it here in the first set. Both teams kind of trying to feel each other out. Second meeting of the season.
Bunn beats the block.
They clearly like to go to Megan Bunn. She's been that go-to attacker when you need a side out. So important to have that. Someone who you know, that's a rally killer, you know. If the other team starts going on a run, they can come in and put the team on their back and get a side out. A lot of times it just takes one side out to get on a run of your own.
Hare partially blocked at the net. Nice pass getting into position. Yokoi. Back row Spear. Dug by Shorn. Yokoi going near side. Tap over by Partain, and she manages to get the point.
Wow. Perfect spot, perfect location right on the center of the floor. I always preach that the back corners and the center of the floor right in the middle by that 10-foot line are the dead zones and the toughest spots. That's where you go if you want to get a point.
Service ace as Ashlyn Cantwell was unable to handle that serve. Bunn with her team up 3 now, 16-13. Brigham off the dig. Keeping it alive. That's Alex Hartford, yes, Hartford, by the way, who's wearing 22 instead of 2 is listed on the roster, but she is that second setter on the floor, along with Hare, who's about to swing here. Kept alive by Shorn and Yakoi. Pass middle. Oh, that was a beauty. Peyton Zank. Zank tried to get one in the middle earlier and didn't get as much on it as she liked. Still got the point. That time there was power behind it.
No doubt about it.
16-14. Hare serving for Sisters.
This is a big moment right here in the match.
Long by Partain from the back row. Well, Sisters has been able to climb back. They've gotten down twice by 3 against Banks in here in this first set. And now they're within 1 again. And the last time they were able to tie it up, Yakoi going middle. And the point to Banks. Nice job by Madeline Stanley finishing.
Yeah, that was very important. Get out of the service rotation for Holly Hare. Now an opportunity for Banks to try to extend that lead again.
Mary Shorn checking out as the libero. Here's a pass middle. Zank with the play. Shorn back in. I think Shorn was holding her head in her hands a moment ago. I wasn't sure what was going on over there, and then she sat up with a smile on her face, but one of those like, I need to play better than this. And I think she was a little frustrated with some of the mistakes she's made earlier on. Gets an opportunity. Nice pass. That's a way to get back up on the saddle.
Ooh.
Dig by Hare. Great play. Brigham outside spear. Off the block. Shorn is there. Yakoi going near side. Partain. Hare all the way down to make the play. Spear in 3. Shorn again. Yakoi this time is going to, well, that set really didn't go very far. Over in 3. Free opportunity. Zank blocked. Brigham outside spear. And we've got a net violation. It's going to go against Banks.
Great rally. That one could set the stage for a little Sisters run here. I was thinking as that rally happened, whoever wins this point, I got them as my favorite to come out of set number 1 on top.
And that is a service error for Cantwell.
And a real momentum halter. I was going to say killer, but that's a little bit harsh.
It is. Brittany Jansen's now on to serve for Banks, up 1. Good serve. Brigham is there. Hare going middle to Zank. Shorn dives in. The players colliding. 3 on the floor, and the point to Sisters.
That's tough. Great effort going all out to try to get to that ball. And yeah, real nice effort there by Shorn. Just couldn't get out of her own way.
Peyton Zank now serving. Zank, one of 2 seniors on this team. Both of them will be playing somewhere next year. Still to be determined where. Partain's going to send it long, and Sisters back up in front. And Banks is going to use their first timeout. So each team is using a timeout here, folks, and that will give us a moment to let you know that if you'd like to purchase a DVD keepsake of today's event, just click on the blue Get the DVD button directly under your event video player, or click on the Buy a DVD button on the top right-hand corner of the NFHS Network website. Make today's memories last a lifetime with a DVD from the NFHS Network. We are high school. Jeff Kurtz alongside Brian Vilvin. Cameraman tonight, Matt Knapp. We have been bringing both games for you at a thrilling 3A championship where Vail, for the first time since 1993, won a title. They were down 2-0 and came back and won 3-2. A thrilling 3A championship.
And Jeff, what was the #1 song in America in 1993?
It was by Meatloaf. Forget the title. I'll look it up.
I would do anything for love.
There you go. But I won't do that. I believe that's in the parentheses part of that, folks. It's on iTunes. You're on your tablet watching us right now. You can do 2 things at once. Everyone's multitasking these days, aren't they? Zank serving. She's got 1 task in mind, and that's a service ace, but we've got a whistle and a serve.
No,
looks like a rotation violation.
Rotation violation against Banks, yeah.
Yes.
Tough time for that. Coming out of the serve.
And the timeout you just called.
Excuse me, yeah.
That's the kind of mistakes you don't want to give up free points, especially later on in a set. Maybe at 2-0 you can get away with it, but not at 19-18, now 20-18. Pass near side, Partain. Partain had been long on a couple of her attempts, but right there found the rhythm and gets the point.
Yeah, that was big time right there by McKenna. Her team needed that one.
And now she goes to serve. 20-19. Banks trails by 1. Spear up in the air. Bringing it back is Cantwell over in 3, Brigham. Can Banks convert and tie it up? Near side. They do. That was Bunn. And we're tied at 20. Nice job by Banks overcoming the rotation violation. Partain serve. Hare going to bring it back. Tapped over in 3 nicely by Knurk. Bunn back the other way. Here's Brigham. Hare going to dump it. 21-20 Sisters.
That was a perfect pass by Jessie Brigham that set that up. Gave Holly Hare plenty of options. Sisters converted into a point.
Alex Hartford to serve. Ace. Leja Rosa, who just checked in for Banks, couldn't handle it. That was a tough serve. That would have been tough to handle anyway.
Yeah, perfect position.
All credit to Hartford, and Banks is going to use their final timeout. Well, you called it, Brian. You said if Sisters wins this point back around 18-18, you thought they would take it. Banks jumped back in the lead again, but right now Sisters on a bit of a run. Yeah, they responded nicely. Both of these teams have responded, so I can't imagine that Banks is going to go out quietly here in set number 1. But, yeah, back and forth affair. It's been about who can make a run. And it's been back and forth on about 3 or 4 points at a time. It hasn't really been 1-1-1-1. It's been 3, 4 here, 3 in a row for this team. So let's see if Sisters can't close it out, but I got to imagine Banks has another little run in them too. Well, Coach Allie was saying serve, receive, and good setting are going to be necessary, in addition to tough serving, obviously, but she says we have the ability to beat this team. But we just have to believe in it. Yeah, you got to believe. She says, I think we do. I mean, the mental toughness is there. See if Banks can come back again. Hartford, dug by Shorn. Well, that's a pretty good play. Yeah. Go to Bunn. Megan Bunn with a point. And she's pulled her team within 1. And now Shorn will be serving. Yeah, Bunn's been very consistent. The most consistent attacker for the Braves. Shorn sends a deep ball to Cantwell. Nice serve. Hartford bumps that far side. Over in 3. That was Knurk. Blocked, but Shorn is there defensively. Doug over in 1.